All right, now 10:30, we continue to follow our local elections coverage as votes continue to be able to be counted all across our area.
Yeah, one of the bigger decisions locally is for who is going to be making decisions at Charlotte Mecklenburg schools with the Board of Education. Want to bring back in our Queen City News Chief Political Analyst Khalif Rhodes. Khalif, we got 14 candidates vying for 3 spots that are open tonight. One incumbent, Lenora Shipp, she won, but we got 2 new faces in Monty Witherspoon and Liz Monterey. They're both champions for equal education.
Yeah, they are champions for youth education. Let's look at Monty Witherspoon first, someone that's attempted to run. This is his 3rd time. And so obviously the 3rd time is a charm. I sent a message to him earlier and we communicated, giving him congratulations. Monterey, she had the support of the Democratic Party. She landed on their blue ballot. And so that race was one I was thinking was going to be close between her and Shemai Hayes, because Hayes received the endorsement of the Black Political Caucus. It came down to a few thousand votes, but she edged her out. Obviously 2 newcomers filling the vacancies of De La Hara and Dashu. And so newcomers are always good, folks that bring energy to the board. And this board is looking new every year as it goes on.
All right, Khalif, you know we got to be able to get in the historic bond referendum that we have to talk about. CMS passed a $2.5 billion bond, and that's 30 different projects we're talking about. And that also means 3 tax increases between now and 2029. Now, while it passed, I have to point out that, I spoke to some parents that really voiced their concerns about the 2017 bonds that still has projects under construction. So just getting your thoughts on now that it's passed, what this means.
Well, there was pushback from a number of folks because if you look at the website that CMS came out with originally, there was a question on their own page that said, well, how much impact will this have on taxpayers? And it said it's unclear. And so then in late September, early October, they started doing these town halls and talked about the total cost on what it would look like in terms of what taxpayers could anticipated pay. And so they're saying 1 cent for every $100 valuation. And by 2029, $100 or $120 a year, and so, or $10 per month. And so they're saying that that's a small price to pay to ensure that the infrastructure that's needed in these schools, the one school that we referenced earlier, Huntersville Elementary, my kids went to that school. They were standing in front of some of the trailers that my kids actually went to class in the trailers. So I can understand the need for needing infrastructure support, but on the other side, I can also understand the need for the Black preachers and other groups that wanted to see funding diverted to other locations to ensure that not just infrastructure, but teachers got different higher pay, and that there was a support for students to increase their not just growth, but learning abilities. But that money comes from a different location. And I think that was the pushback from CMS leaders in Mecklenburg County Board of Commissioners leaders, that's a different type of funding source.
Yeah,
I think it was also a big thing about transparency this time around as opposed to 2017. Remember the old school they wanted to put down in the old Providence plantation, and all of a sudden they're like, well, we didn't know that the bond passed on that. A lot of people.
Yeah, nobody agreed with that portion. They were like, listen, we didn't say that we wanted to do that in the money, but that was passed. So for sure.
And Khalif, I really encourage people to be able to go back and be able to see specifically what these 30 projects are, of where that $2.5 billion bond is going, because I have it right here. This is 3 pages of different projects that are now proposed, they're going to go through. Also talking about the Huntersville mayoral race, early votes right now show that Christy Clark held 55% of the vote ahead of her challengers Dan Boone and Derek Partee. I really want to get your thoughts about this because right now about 41,000 people voted before Election Day, and this race really became one to watch.
That is one to watch. I mean, it is a hub. You're talking about right there in that Lake Norman area. And so lots of folks are moving, and it's a lot of moving parts. We can say they're playing musical chairs up there, and you got to go back a couple elections to keep track. So Bradford is who is leaving his seat to go for treasurer. So Bell's the current mayor, or I should say leaving mayor, decides to not run for re-election, and she decides to go for his seat. What does that mean? Now Christy Clark, Bradford's former opponent, goes for Bell's seat. And so there was a 3-person race, and Derek Partee was the Republican favorite, and she was the Democratic favorite, but she's coming behind a Republican ex-mayor. And so it shows that the shift of the demographics in Huntersville, at least in the mayoral position, is favoring a Democrat in terms of their thought process and their political affiliation.
All right, yeah, Khalif Rhodes, Chief Political Analyst, at the beach tonight, right now with his family, but never too busy to do election night coverage with us here on Queen City News. Thanks, buddy.